Have you ever wished you could become unshakable, not just strong on the outside, but truly untouchable on the inside? Have you ever longed for a day when criticism, rejection, loss, or betrayal could no longer pierce your spirit? Have you dreamed of waking up and feeling free from that quiet, relentless pain, the pain that gnaws at you behind your mask, even as you pretend everything is fine? What if you could finally rest from the exhausting act of always being the strong one? What if you could put down the armor, even for a moment, and let your soul breathe? If you're tired of pleasing everyone, of keeping up an image that wears you out, then this message is for you. And let me share a truth most people are too afraid to say. As long as you run from pain, you let pain control your life. The more you try to numb, hide, or protect yourself, the tighter pain's grip becomes, tightening with every harsh word, every disappointment, every silent ache that you swallow and smile over. But listen, this isn't weakness. This is the reality for most people. The only difference, some have gotten better at pretending. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, said, "We are not what happens to us, but what we choose to become." And that's where the secret lies. True strength is not about building a wall around your heart. It's not about being cold, numb, or unaffected. It's about daring to integrate. It's about shining a light into the parts of you that still hurt, that still bleed, that still long to be understood. Real power is not the absence of pain, it's the awareness of who you are, even when you're hurting. If this resonates, keep reading. This message is for you. If you're tired of being at an emotional disadvantage, if you're sick of feeling like other people have secret power over you, if you're ready to stop being a hostage to your own sensitivity. But there's a catch. True liberation requires facing some uncomfortable truths, truths that may sting, but this time, that pain can set you free. What hurts you most? Maybe you think what hurts you comes from the outside, from someone's harsh words, a sudden betrayal, a love that walked away. But here's the brutal truth. None of it has the power to hurt you, unless there's already an open wound inside you. What truly hurts is not what others do. It's what those moments trigger within you. It's the story you tell yourself, the memories and traumas you never healed, the emptiness you try to hide with forced strength. Jung showed us that external pain is simply a mirror for what is still unhealed within. That's why some people survive storms with clarity, while others crumble at a single harsh comment. It's not about what happens, it's about where it hits you. And here's a hard truth. We suffer so much because deep down, we still believe we can control how the world treats us. We try to be good enough, strong enough, smart enough, hoping no one will hurt us. But control is an illusion. The more you cling to it, the more tense and anxious you become, trying to predict the unpredictable, avoid the unavoidable. Want to stop suffering? Stop protecting yourself from suffering. You don't need more control, you need more awareness. As long as you believe people must change for you to stop hurting, you will always be at their mercy. Your freedom begins the moment you realize nothing from the outside can harm you, unless it finds a place to land inside. That's the real battlefield. Your unconscious. The wounds you don't see, don't understand, and don't heal, they control you. Why you keep hurting? You've been told all your life that you're in control. But look closer, are you really? Most of us live on autopilot, reacting to triggers we barely recognize, making choices we later regret, wondering why we keep repeating the same pain. Carl Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. That anger that comes out of nowhere, that sadness that crashes over you, that anxiety that appears just when things seem okay, they're all messages. messages from forgotten, buried, repressed parts of yourself. Some words destroy you while others leave your friend unfazed. Why? Because those words hit a still bleeding place inside you, a place you've never confronted, only hidden. Jung said, "We cannot change anything unless we accept it." Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. Judging yourself, repressing yourself, silencing yourself. It never works. Pain does not vanish when ignored. It only finds sneakier ways to control you through toxic relationships, self-sabotage, anxiety, and fears that pop up out of nowhere. Want to stop being hurt? Stop running from yourself. The more you protect yourself from outer pain, the more vulnerable you become to your own inner pain. There is a way out, not in defending, but in integrating. Becoming unshakable isn't about resistance, it's about deep knowledge of yourself. Becoming unshakable. Most people think the only way to avoid hurt is to close off, to build walls, put on masks, fake indifference. I don't care anymore, they say. Nothing gets to me. But inside, they're still bleeding. The real problem isn't that you feel too much, it's that you don't understand what you're feeling or why. You become untouchable, not by being cold, but by seeing and embracing all your parts, your fears, your doubts, your wounds. When you do that, you stop being triggered by everything around you. You become an observer. You become free. Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming your true self, not what others expect, not who you had to be to survive. It's not about perfection. It's about integration. The more you run from pain, the more it chases you. The more you try not to be affected, the more fragile you become. But when you face your wounds, accept all of yourself, your beautiful parts, and your messy, ugly, ashamed parts, nothing outside can break you. This path requires courage. Courage to look inside. Courage to drop the masks. Courage to feel. But it's right there, in the heart of pain, that you find the key to transformation. Why suffering isn't your enemy. From childhood, you were taught pain was bad, weakness, something to hide. You learned to avoid, to deny, to run. But the more you run, the more suffering haunts you, disguised as anxiety, anger, boredom, self-doubt, even self-destructive impulses. Unfelt pain never disappears. It digs secret tunnels inside you, until one day everything collapses. Jung saw suffering as the soul's messenger. Depression, he said, is like a lady in black. If she visits you, don't send her away. Invite her in, offer her coffee, and listen. But you don't listen. You distract yourself, numb yourself, stay busy. Do anything but face what matters. Your suffering is not the enemy. The war inside you, the part that wants to grow, versus the part that wants safety, that's where pain is born. Change hurts. Growth hurts. Letting go hurts. But in the ashes of your old life, something new can be born. When all the layers are stripped away, when the pain leaves you raw, you finally see your real self. And that's sacred, because it's the only thing that can truly set you free. Walking the path to freedom. Very few have the courage to take the journey of individuation, and even fewer finish it. This is not a comfortable path. It doesn't stroke your ego. It destroys it. Individuation is about unlearning who you thought you were. It hurts more than any outside rejection, because you realize much of what defined you was just a mask to survive. You are not your accomplishments. You are not your wounds. You are not the image you created to be loved or respected. That was survival. But surviving is not living. As you let go of your masks, your old defenses, you don't become numb. You become whole. You become unshakable. Not because nothing affects you, but because you've made peace with every part of yourself. True strength is not a shell. It's a core. A center that remains steady, even in storms. Yes, it can feel lonely, because few people are brave enough to follow. Most are still living on the surface, wearing masks. As you grow, you might distance yourself, not out of pride, but because you've outgrown what once hid you. Consciousness becomes your shield. Nothing outside can ever truly protect you. But when you are conscious, when you know your own depths, nothing outside can destroy you either. Awakening is not a single moment, but a daily choice. It's taking responsibility for your feelings, without blaming the world or your past. As Jung said, what you resist persists. What you accept transforms. You've spent your life resisting, not being enough, being rejected, feeling unseen. You tried to control, to be perfect, to be strong. But now you see, real immunity is not hardness, it's clarity. You still feel, but you don't drown. You still hurt, but you don't lose yourself. Those who live on the surface get hurt by every wave, but those who dare to dive deep, who integrate, who accept, find silence, stability, and true power. If this message struck something deep within you, write in the comments, "I choose awareness." Let's build a movement, not of people pretending to be strong, but of people living with truth. The journey doesn't stop here. Real transformation begins when you choose not to stop after the first step. Are you ready to keep going? Your real, unshakable self is waiting for you.